We're going live. We're getting ready. All right now. That's right. We got 13 subscribers. I'm waiting for them to come in. You know what I mean? Need the phone to calm down some. We're getting ready to go live. Hey, everybody. All right, let me share my screen. Yep. I'm happy to see y'all. I hadn't been feeling well. It's all right. Be back now. For sure. Let me share my screen with you. Okay. Yeah. Greetings, 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 all. I'm finally back. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm live. Gotta look on the phone sometime to make sure I'm live. I want to make sure everything's going the way it need to go. You know, because we got things we doing. Yes. I think that we're live. Let me look on here and see if anybody could see me. Says I'm live. Let's see. Let me type hello in the chat. Okay, I see Mia. What to do? All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Matter of fact, I didn't even connect to my little hockey puck. Let's go ahead and get started. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in right now and who will come back and watch this later. I'll share in our Facebook live group later. I just want to say thank you for your time. God bless you. I'm feeling better now. I'm thankful for the prayers and everybody that reached out to me and said, "Hey, you good? You need anything?" I appreciate it. I was really down for a minute. Fevers and all. Okay, mom should be here. Okay. Um, I do feel better. I am doing a little bit better. I do appreciate you. I do want you all to know that today we're going to be talking about how to set up foreign and digital bank accounts for global business. I have spoken on this in the past. Today is a little bit different. It's more in depth. And just so we know, I will be talking about the rest of this week on Thursday about NAV and business credit, why you need to do it, what your business score is, your personal scores, things like this that could help you. All right. So thank you for your time and God bless you. Let's go ahead and get started with our prayer as we usually do. Welcome to all new viewers here on YouTube. Let's go ahead and pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, God, thank you for this day. We thank you for the wisdom to build across borders and the favor to walk in new lands. We thank you for expanding our territory, our capacity, increasing our spiritual and our mental thinking ability and wellness. I thank you for that. And teach us how to steward the resources that you place in our hands and in our hearts, right? So that we may multiply them and serve with purpose, right? So we want to be able to steward our time, our funds, people, relationships, resources, whatever it could be, so that you may multiply them and we serve with purpose, right? Let this lesson bring strategy, clarity, composure, confidence, and all that you will have it to do. It is so, it is written in Jesus' name, amen. And let me go ahead and say this. If you all are not on that podcast, then you're missing out. That's all I can say to you. I don't want to keep it pushing. I'll see you, Mama. What's happening now? All right. So as I told you all last time, let me tell you now, if you could run your business in any country in the world, where would it be? Okay. If you could run your business anywhere in the world, where would it be? And what's stopping you? Also, remember I told you all last time, if you had $100,000, what would you do with it? These are some things you need to know. You can wake up and be a millionaire. If you do, it's not because of luck. It's not because of chance. It's going to be because you put in the work to get to where you need to be, correct? I would hope so, because I've never just seen $1 million fall out the sky. So with that being said, I want you all to think about that. If you could run your business in any country in the world, where would it be? Okay, I'm not here to speak down or low of anything, but you all need to wake up and come to the realization. Y'all seen the movie London Has Fallen? Okay, baby, America is falling. Okay, so don't have your ducks in a row just by having things in America and having one account. That would be crazy. Biblically, spiritually, you all know to invest. What you invest your time in, that's where your mind goes. That's where your heart's at, right? And I can tell you by looking at your bank account. I can tell whether you make good decisions or bad decisions. I can tell where your heart and where your treasure is. Okay, when you leave, that BMW not going with you. All right. Or them rah-rah children just run around here driving you crazy. I want you all to be able to think, conceptualize how you can change your life, and then get there. All right. If you want to grow spiritually, you want to know a little bit more and listen to some explanations, great. Tune into the podcast. Video visuals coming soon. All right. So welcome all. Here we go. Today's session is for anyone building a business across borders, right? And anybody can build a business across borders now. Why? Because you have the internet. You're logged on to what? The internet. Okay, you're on YouTube or either you're in Zoom. That's for you to think about. Yes? Yes. All right. So from Africa to Asia, to Antarctica, you know what I'm saying, to Alaska, to the world over, you know what I'm saying, to Brazil, to the USA. We'll cover banking, payment tools, and real world strategies that could help you keep your finances flowing across nations. Because remember, your life should be in flow. All right. We want things to flow smoothly. Just like the bank on the riverbank, it flows. Remember, we've talked about this in the past. So if you're new, I'll be uploading that. But if not, you need to be there. Okay. So today we're going to talk about how to set up foreign and digital bank accounts. All right. So for me, I do a lot of business in West Africa and in Egypt and in the US, right? I just recently moved back from Japan, but I still do a lot of business in Asia. So that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? Now, here, I just want to put this here for vision and mission. Remember, I told you all that if you don't have a vision or a mission statement, how do you know what your purpose is? If you don't have a vision, you're going to perish, okay? That thing going to go down in flames. You got to wake up and smell the coffee and know that's what's going on, okay? So what's my vision? To create global access to sustainable businesses and investment opportunities. Hence why I'm here on YouTube now, okay? We do have a private community on Facebook called the Eternal Financial Journey. If you want to join, type that in, come over and send a request. All right. There you will learn about different aspects for personal and for business of how to leverage your thinking, your credit, your finances, your business, how to scale, how to grow, and how to become better overall, right? As well as the spiritual side. I never forget that. To God be the glory, okay? So if you are running a business, you need a vision and a mission statement. Nobody should have to tell you that, but it's there, okay? The mission to empower entrepreneurs and change makers with practical tools for borderless banking and financial growth. No matter where you go, there's a currency. Did you know that there are more currencies than money? Your time is a currency. Your knowledge is a currency. Problem solving is a currency. So if you want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, what problem can you solve? What ideas do you have? What can you create? If God, the supreme ruler of the universe, whatever you want to call him, if this is your God, all right, or you serve a God or supreme being, that's the creator of everything. Are you not a creator? All right, so before we go too deep with that, just understand why it matters. It matters because without a clear mission, you'll open the wrong accounts. You want to adhere to divine timing. That's right. You'll work with the wrong partners. You'll rush stuff. Oh, it's here now. And it's like, and that's not clarity. So they couldn't be God, huh? Or you're going to miss grant and investor opportunities. So what are you going to do? Because I want to know, what are you going to do? Hopefully listen. Okay. So keep your vision and mission statements, people. It is very important, okay? Okay. Now, I just told you why you needed both, but here is a further deep dive and explanation into your vision statement, right? It's your future goal, long-term dream, all right? It's what you want it to be. Only you know your dream. Only you know your goals. Put it together in the vision statement. Make it sound good, right? So for me, to build a global network that empowers communities in Africa and Asia through sustainable trade and education, okay? But what I want you to know, what I want you all to know is, with your vision statement, right, as we get back to the global bank accounts, but with your vision statement, it's your future goal, it's your long-term dream, it's whatever you want it to be, because it's your vision, not your cousins, not your children's, not your mama's, yours, okay? Nobody else had the dream, nobody else has the vision. Only you can see it, all right? You see these glasses I got on? I can see clearly, okay? I want you all to know that. So I just put that as an example here to build a global network that empowers communities in America and through Africa, right? Sustainable trade and education. And for me, it's agriculture and a couple of different other things. All right. So here's an example of a mission statement as well. And for everybody in the Facebook group, it is there. It's in your files. You can go download this at any time. Mission statement, how you work toward that vision every day. If you're slothful, if you're lazy, if you don't do your due diligence, poverty, which is the spirit, will fall upon you. Okay. So if you're sitting around just thinking it's just 2 million gonna fall out the air, you're gonna have to work. All right. So an example is for a mission statement. We connect donors, business owners, and educators with remote communities to provide access to digital tools, education, and funding. And I literally do all that. Huh? How about that? So I'm just telling you, this was just an example for vision and mission statements as we actually get into why you should have more than one business account. Like I said, I mentioned this about 2 weeks ago. Today is our deep dive. Thursday, guess what we're getting into? Incredible NAV in different places that are going to help you with your personal credit and your business credit, why you should have it, the cost of it, how trade lines can help you, how this can help you scale your business internationally. You know what I mean? On a global scale, the internet is here. We're in the digital era. Everything I've been teaching you about has been what? Digital, right? Over the next 2 weeks, what are we going to do? We're going to pivot. So that's why I'm telling you about accounts now. So we're going to start talking about crypto, some things that you need to know, more investment vehicles, right? I've already taught you all about insurance and trust and things like that. We're going to go back into that at a deeper scale. This is the best time now to get into these things because guess what? The pivot is here. African Americans are always the last to want to do something to find out. Well, if you're here, you're a doer, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about why global bank accounts matter. Remember, I told you, I don't come here to talk down on America or anybody's system, but we're in a new world order. We're in a new financial system. In case you hadn't noticed, everything's going digital. A lot of this stuff in July. They've been saying this for the last 2 years. Same thing with your new little IDs and license and things like that. You're under a new world order, okay? So new financial systems are here. Don't be the last to know about it. Don't be the last to invest and pivot. Invest early. Stack your chips up. When you travel and you need to go anywhere with your passport or for business, be ready, right? So that's what we're talking about today. So let me give you a scenario. Let's say you're a U.S. citizen who buys land in Ghana, wants to invest in real estate in Egypt and travels often to Japan. Y'all, I'm talking about myself. Go with it. All right. And you don't want to want like the high wire transfer fees, currency restrictions, or waiting weeks for payments to clear. I had this happen. That's why I use myself as an example, people. Okay. So if you have a global business account, which I'm getting ready to tell you about, guess what? I don't care if you're stepping out in Africa, Asia, Central America, South America. It don't matter where you're at, okay? Everybody has their own form of currency. Remember, I just told you, currency is more than just money. It's the flow of relationships. It's your time. It's your knowledge. We'll talk about that later. Tune in and tap into the podcast for that. But I want you all to know that, okay? Why do you need global business accounts? Well, they're needed in grant applications. Yeah. Did you know you could do business in Africa and Brazil and New Zealand and Australia? I don't care where it's at. Yes. If you don't have a global bank account, what are you going to do? Now you just put yourself out of positioning to have a further reach and scale your business. Okay. So for those of you who want to, scale and grow internationally, this is your time to shine. If you're doing business with people in the Philippines, on Fiverr or any of these things, you need to be able to pay them, right? In their currency. Maybe you don't understand foreign exchange rates. I'm gonna give you some apps for that today. This only helps you. If you're not traveling yet, well, this is gonna help you when you do travel. Okay. I do it all the time, so it's good for you. This also helps clarify what your business or nonprofit stands for. Okay. So the benefits would be accept and send money in multiple currencies. I tried to buy some land in the Gambia. Navy Federal, USAA, Truist, PNC. I was having trouble with all of them. Why? Because they're local. That's right. Oh, it takes 7 days. It takes 5. What? What are we talking about? I tried Zelle. I tried sending money so other people could to do it. America shortchanged me, baby. Oh no, we can only send 3,000 in Zelle in 30 days. I was like, what? To have the money and can't do it? Guess who missed that opportunity? Never again. That's what I can tell you. Okay. And then if you want to avoid high foreign transfer conversion fees and bank fees, you need to bank somewhere else. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because they're gonna get you. I said, what? I sent $6,000. I got paid $800. Oh no. What? That's it's expensive to me. I could put that money somewhere else. So to me, that was a mismanagement of funds. You know how mad I was? It'll never happen to me again. This help you to travel and invest freely. Yes. So if I go to Egypt and I need some Egyptian pounds, I have that. If I go to Japan and I want to get some money out and I want some yen, I can have my yen. All right. If I go to the UK and I'm dealing with people in the UK, sending them money for Ghana, it's under the British pound, people. Okay. When I'm dealing with the Gambia and the Gambian dollar and the things that they have going on, and then I was trying to do something in Burkina, and everywhere has a different currency. Be prepared. That's all I'm telling you. All right. And if you're paying global contractors, this is going to help you pay them with ease. You don't have to pay all these transfer fees. Okay. Now, why global bank accounts matter? Yes. This is why this is important for you business owners, right? Even if you're not a business owner, even personally, stick with me. I love me some HSBC. That's right, because I've seen them all over Africa. I've seen them all over Asia. I see them all over the United States. Okay, they're pretty much kind of everywhere. I understand that each continent I go to, I know which banks I want to deal with, right? So either that's HSBC, right? Because they have UK, Egypt, anywhere you want to be, right? It gives you access to a global view and global transfers with one bank. I think I'll stick with that. All right. So and I will be able to link like my HSBC, the UK, the Egypt, everything under one dashboard, and I can see it. One nice platform. It's very beautiful. Then we have Standard Chartered, right? And it's very popular in Asia, right? And in West Africa. So you need to know where you're going, right? I'm just giving you the examples today of what I'm dealing with. If you need to scale and ask me about some other places, okay, good. You can put it in the chat and let me know. And then Citibank Global. Of course, that's a US bank too, but it's great for travel perks and ATM access. Okay. So I just want you all to think about that. But you're able to accept payments in multiple currencies. If you're doing business online and you're international, you need to be able to accept payments. All right. If you don't want to deal with high foreign transfer fees and bank fees, global bank accounts matter. Okay. If you want to have funds available to buy property, to invest in farming, whatever it could be, you want to pay your vendors, pay your contractors, you want to hire abroad, you want a global bank account so you can pay them and you don't have to pay all this money to transfer it over. Okay. And they don't have to wait days. It's right then and there. Okay. And use local services while traveling. Every time I go down somewhere, it's different, right? Everybody, oh, I got Cash App. Cash App is not working anywhere but inside the US. Okay. It's not going to help you anywhere else. So I'm not telling you not to have Cash App, but I'm telling you go to Africa and think you're going to go swipe some Cash App or put your phone up for some Cash App or have a Cash App card, baby, it's not going to work. Just like when I go to Asia, they love some Amex. When you're trying to buy things online, they won't accept MasterCard most of the time. You have to use Amex, right? When I go to Africa, they don't care about no Amex right now. Not in all places. I'm speaking majority. They want Visa or MasterCard. You have to know where you're at. All right. Just like in Asia, they have Hilton and things like that. When you come back to America, they have in Europe more Marriott, a few Hiltons, and this, that, and other. Overseas, you have some different brands. Okay. So just something for y'all to think about now, people. Now, global banks for entrepreneurs. What is what I just told you. HSBC, I want you all to look at this screen and you can go back and look at it later. See how this can help you, okay? HSBC is in Egypt, it's in Europe, it's in Asia. It's every time I go somewhere, I always see a HSBC ATM, this, that, and the other, and it spit it out to you in that currency. Instead of you going to the foreign exchange people dealing with, yeah. HSBC can help you, okay? Citibank, beautiful. Love them. They good with MasterCard. Big in Europe. I've seen this Dubai and everywhere too. Yes, Citibank is good too. Right? And that's all over America. You can do it online and pull up on them and open up an account. Okay. They do some global banking. It depends on which area you want to be in. I want you to do your due diligence and go look. All right. Standard Chartered. That's another great one. I put that number 2 behind HSBC. Great for Africa. Okay. So up to you all. Digital payments for business. This is why this is so important. Okay. This is why this is so important. Right. So I use Wise when I want to transfer money to Ghana or the UK or any of these places. I use Wise. Why? Because I can attach it to my bank account and I can use my US dollars to transfer over to other currencies, right? The Egyptian pound, the British pound, all these things, right? And I can hold currencies in this that way too if I want to receive. And that's cool. So, and that's the easy way of doing it. It's like third party, right? You just connect your accounts to it. All right. Payoneer. If you're paying contractors, if you're paying people on Fiverr, 1099s and all these people, yeah, that's great. Mercury here, I just put here as an example, is US based. It's a tech company. We're going to start talking more about digital and tech companies because that's the type of finance that we're in now. DeFi. Okay. So get ready for that. Now, I use Wise to book a hotel in Japan using yen directly from my US dollar balance, right? Or I always used Amex. Worked out wonderfully. Okay. Everything else, if you try to do it online in Japan, it will not take it. Okay. So I told everybody before they came to visit what to do, how to do it. and why they had to do it. All right. Just like Cash App is not going to work in Japan. But some places in major cities take Apple Pay. Smaller cities in the remote areas, no. You're going to have some yen. All right. For business use, right? Payoneer. I use that a lot for paying contractors in Ghana or in South Africa, right? Africa is a continent, but within these countries, everybody's a little bit different. South Africa is like America 2.0. You're not missing nothing. Yeah. And respect to everybody who's on here, but it's America 2.0. And all the Caucasians and everybody down there, it's like you never left. Okay, you even got some places that African Americans can't even enter or can't even eat at. Now, how this happened with Nelson Mandela, but listen, that's another story. It happens. All right. Ghana, it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different feel, right? The Gambia, totally different. Egypt, no place that you touch down in Africa is the same. Not the same culture, not the same language, none of that. Different. Okay, so there's that. All of these are great because guess what? They're compatible with what? QuickBooks. If you know me, you know. Okay. Now, here's a real world scenario that I want you all to know, right? So this is what I did to buy an apartment in Egypt. I lived in Japan for almost 4 years, and I still go back and forth there. This is what happened, right? So I wanted to buy an apartment in the New capital, right? The New Cairo area, right? And travel to Japan for leisure because I get tired of going places and they want crazy money for hotels. So I said, hey, how much is an apartment for 3 months? Oh, it's $600. Okay, how much is it for a year? Oh, it's $4,000. Sound like to me I can rent this out and ain't got to be here. That's exactly what I did. Now, so that was great for me, right? I'm giving you an example. So I opened up an HSBC account in the US, right? Because I'm a US citizen. So I opened it up there. That's right. Right? Then I went in, I said, oh, they're everywhere. And I kept seeing them all over Japan. And I seen them in Egypt. I said, okay, because I really wanted to go with the Bank of Egypt. When I seen that, I said, hold on, because I got this account. So I went and opened an HSBC Egypt account online. That's right. I already had a bank account with them. I went in. Where do you need another account at? Egypt. I'm here. Click. They set that up for me. Okay. I have a Wise account because I use that to pay for my land in Ghana. I use Revolt to pay for the land in the Gambia, right? So I already had a Wise account. So I just use my Wise account. I attached my HSBC account to my Wise account. And it does all the conversions for me. You can do it inside of HSBC also, but it's just easier to move money in and out, right? So I can get the apartment at lower fees, right? I want to pay in that currency. I don't want to pay in my currency. I don't pay in US dollars. I do not. When I'm in Japan, because the dollar is worth a little bit more, I do not want to pay in US dollars. I want to pay in yen. Pay attention to when you're going, what the rate is compared to the dollar. When you go to Mexico, you want to pay in peso. You do not want to pay in US dollars. Because when I was there, I didn't, when I was younger, I wasn't paying attention. I'm jumping out. Hey, here go $20. They going crazy. I'm like, it's $20. At this time, right, a couple years ago, one US dollar was 18 of theirs. The people was taking me everywhere I wanted to go because I was tipping like I was crazy. It took one of their people to come tell me like, hey, you might want to calm that down because they ain't going to leave, right? No problems with my Mexican cousins. I'm just saying. So I didn't know. I know to pay attention now, and I don't mind the tip well. If I got it, hey, God said give it, so don't be stingy. But I just didn't know that it was that type of money going on back then, right? This is like in 2010, something like that. So pay attention to where you're at. All right. So in Japan, if you wanted to, you could swipe your Wise card or your Payoneer card. I like the apps. I don't always get the cards, right? It's not a problem for me to go to the bank and get out some yen, or I can take out my currency and transfer it over. But this is cheaper, it's better, it's seamless, and it's global money flow. Okay, so I want you all to be able to think of that. All right, because I know a lot of people like to tell me that, oh, I got Cash App, oh, I got PayPal, oh, I got Venmo. That's great for inside the States and for sending out invoices and things like that, but you're not using that overseas like that, okay? Okay. Right. So this is the same example I just gave you all, right? We're opening an HSBC Premier in the USA. When you get offline today, you go look this up. HSBC Premier, right? And then you now have access to the global view, right? And if you want to go open accounts in certain countries, you can. And it will connect all your accounts globally, no matter where they are. It's beautiful, right? So you have the ability to open accounts in other countries like Egypt or the UK. Okay, shout out to London. You can send US dollars to your HSBC Egypt account to buy property, right? And say that they don't have what you need there, doubtful. You can use your Wise or whatever Revolt or whoever you're using to convert your US dollars to Egyptian pounds, right? If you need to transfer. And it does it right then and there. It's not taking 28 minutes. You don't have to talk on the phone to 17 people. The most it's going to take is a minute. Mine usually happen within 10 or 20 seconds, okay? That's there. Now, I just want you to say that how you could do it. So remember, you can use Wise to pay builders, agents, or contractors in Egypt and Philippines, wherever they accept Wise, that you can pay them, okay? Great foreign transfer rates, right? No hidden fees, no extra fees, none of that stuff, right? I think I'd rather pay $1 than me paying, 800, okay? Now, so I know a lot of times, last time somebody asked me, hey, local cash apps in Africa and Egypt, what do they use over there? That's their version of Cash App. I said, oh, okay. So Egypt, their version of Cash App or something similar to that would be InstaPay, right? So InstaPay is linked to your bank account and it works like Zelle or Cash App. All right. And then they got Vodafone Cash, InstaPay. I have friends over in Egypt right now who watch my apartment. So yeah, they tell me all these things right there on the ground. So clearly I know. And when I go there, I do it. Okay. So InstaPay, that's kind of works like Cash App, right? So in Ghana or Nigeria, they use like Chipper Cash or MTN mobile money, right? Or Flutterwave. You see how every country got a little something a little different? That's why you need a global bank account. You can get that money wherever it needs to go. And if you want to connect to a third-party app like Wise or InstaPay or Chipper Cash or MTN mobile money, because I was using that while I was in South Korea. Yeah. These things are good for you, right? And so globally, Wise and Payoneer are well known and they're accepted. That's why I tell you all that. I use Wise for a lot of things. But when it came down to the Gambia, well, it wasn't over there yet. And it's next door to them. So I had to do what I had to do. All right. So you can link these to your Wise or your HSBC account. We're allowed or for added ease. Totally up to you. Just giving you the options there so you would know. All right. Now, we've already talked about this, but Payoneer versus Wise. Like I said, if you want to pay your staff and you want to have it inside of QuickBooks, that's great, right? So it's best for freelancers, remote teams. You can receive international payments. So if somebody's sending you money and you're getting paid from over there for doing work, great. You're able to pay your staff. All this is compatible with your payroll systems, okay? Then Wise, you can use for personal and business. I use it for everything, okay? So for travelers, for nonprofits, for founders, you could be whoever you want to be, all right? And it's good for transfers and currency exchange. So Payoneer, if you're paying your staff and you're getting paid, wonderful. Wise, for personal and for business. If you want to transfer money, currency exchange, all that good stuff, Wise is good for you, okay? Now, here's what I had here, but it's just in a chart so that you can see it, okay? So the different types of things that they have, InstaPay, Wise, Fari, and things like that you could use in Egypt, right? If you're not going to Egypt, you wouldn't know this. If you are going to Egypt and you want to know this, you just go look in the group, you go download these files, and you go get whatever it is that you need, okay? All right, and that's how we're going to do it. Let's keep pushing. Now, I know you all are wondering, you've seen here on the scale, like, hey, what are FX rates? There's foreign exchange rates. So when you see FX, there's foreign exchange rates. Okay. So it's just currency conversions. Okay. So on the mobile app, I use XE. XE. Because every time I go somewhere, um, I need to use that. Hold on, let me see if I can bring it up on this phone so you can see it. I always have I always have to know different let's get out the way. Always, let me see if you can see it. I think it's gonna blur it out. Hold on. Really? So you can't even see it, but you see you can see from back further how many different currency exchanges I have here. I have the Japanese yen, US dollar, the British pound, Gambian dollars, Egyptian pounds, uh, Indian rupees. Um, I keep I do business in these places, so I always need to know, oh, if this means this much here, how much does it mean there? Because I want to get the best exchange rate, and I'll send it how it's coming. All right. So that app is XE, right? It's blue with an X and an E in it. That's gonna help you out. All right. So a foreign exchange, it is the price to convert one currency to another. Okay. So if you put $1 in and you want to know how much yen it is, it'll tell you. Okay. So for example, US dollar to Egyptian pound. That's how it's going to help you. All right. Um, Wise, if you have that app, will actually show you the real-time foreign exchange rates and charges for how much it would be to transfer it over. I love Wise. All right. Um, and it never cost me more than like $2 or $3. I think if you send over like $600 or something like that, it might charge you a little bit, but it's still cheaper than dealing with the rest of them. Okay. HSBC Bank may let you set your foreign exchange alerts to convert when the rate is in your favor. So, like the Japanese yen, the rates fluctuate throughout the day. So at one point, $1 might be, you know, 1.2 of theirs or something like that, or then it might be 1.18. So depending on when you're taking money out, it could be a different rate. So that's something to think about. All right. And just as their yen goes up and down, when it goes down, you want to go here and take money out because you can buy stuff for a lot cheaper. If it goes up, you want to use US dollars because you're like, hold on, I don't want to do that. So you have to know math in your mind to know which one you want to do. All right. And it's simple. If one equals one, it doesn't matter. But if $1 equals 2 yen, you want to deal with yen because you're getting more bang for your buck. If you're using $1 and $1 equals 50 cent Egyptian pound, you got to know which one do I want to do? Where's more value at? Okay. So that's why you would need to know that. Now, what's an international LLC? I had this question last time, so let me answer. Um, so a lot of people want to have an office or something like that in tax-free zones. So in places like Dubai, which are tax-free, um, Seychelles, different places in the world, right? So what I mean by free zone is 100% foreign ownership, and you don't have to have a local sponsor. You can come open air, right? So a lot of people who are realtors and things like that in Dubai, they operate in the free zone LLC, right? A lot of people open up their LLCs in Delaware or Wyoming and things like that for anonymity, right? So an example, you can form a LLC in Dubai in the DMCC zone, right? You can get a corporate bank account and invoice global clients, right, in the United States, in Europe, and in the UAE. Okay. So that's why sometimes people set up shop. So maybe you have a office, but you want an international office. Maybe you want to have one in Texas and then you have another one in Dubai. It's cheaper and it's regulated to do that out of places like Dubai, um, places where you have tax havens, basically. Okay. That doesn't mean you have to, But for somebody like me, it would be a good idea because that's between Africa and Asia. And if I wanted to, say when the US had sanctions and all these tariffs and all this on China, and everybody in America was panicking. Well, these tariffs weren't happening in Africa. They weren't happening in Asia. So if you have an actual uh, hub or office somewhere else, you can operate and it won't interrupt your business. Okay? So don't say I didn't tell you. So somebody asked that, and I just wanted to explain that. And yes, it's it's very much legal, and you can do that. Okay? So there's that. Now, um, why does this setup help? If you're buying land and property wherever, it's great for you. If you're hiring international staff, less taxes is always better, right? But I've also taught you all how to do this the right way, um, with tax deference, and different tax strategies that you wouldn't have to go through all this. But if you're international, I'm setting up an office in Egypt as we speak. Why not? Okay. Um, this helps you travel without currency headaches. You don't have to worry about, oh, I need this money. Can I get this kind of money out? Drop right to the ATM and get what you need. And you don't have to deal with the people at the foreign exchange rates at the counters, okay, and paying all kind of money to change over. You don't have to. Um, this helps you build business credit in multiple countries. Because why not if you're going to be there? Why not? So it's not just about access. It's about financial freedom and the scalability. If you want financial freedom and you want the ability to scale without limiting yourself and your potential clients, this is what you need to do. It only makes sense. Remember, I told you America is falling. I'm not here for you to panic. This is for you to be prepared. Remember, I told you that America, why would you just have your money in one currency? Why would you just have your money in one bank account? Do wealthy people have their money in one bank account? They don't. Let me answer that for you. Why? The FDIC can only insure what? Up to what? 250,000. They'd be a fool to put more than that in one bank account. All right? Why are they putting stuff offshore? I don't want you taxing my money. That's right. Okay. Well, it's God's money. But you understand what I'm saying, right? So to do international business and global business, you have to have a passport. We've already talked about it. Need you to get there. Okay. You need to have your business documents so you can come over there and start your business in whatever country that could be. All right. So do that. And if you have a business, you could get a visa a whole lot faster because you have your personal visas, then you have business visas, right? Then you have tourist visas. It's all kinds of visas. Remember, we talked about this. Go back and look at it. I want you to be able to help yourself. Okay. Now, where else can you get 100% foreign ownership? There's a few places. I'll let you do your due diligence to see where you want to go. But there's tax advantages. There are safe havens. You done made it when you got an offshore account. That's all I can tell you. All right. You made it when you got an offshore account. So think about that. All right. So when you have access to African, Middle Eastern, and Asian markets, it wouldn't matter if the US dollar fell tomorrow because you'd have other options. Right? You can create a hub for import and export, whatever you want to do. All right. So that's why. Great benefits. Benefits of global banking, what I just told you, build international credibility. When you go somewhere, don't fumble the bag and don't fumble around just saying, oh, I can't get the money over there. They might need it in 24 hours. Can you do it or can't you? That's what lets them know if you're a if you're an international player or not. You already have international banking accounts established before you get there, right? It helps you save money, helps you save time. It helps you when you want to close on real estate and investments. This gives you access, right? Global grants access. You all like free money? You want global grants access? Have a foreign bank account. Okay. There's nothing wrong with having more than one. All right, because I know what works in Africa, I know what works in Asia. I know when I go to the islands, to Grenada and St. Lucia, and hey, it's different banks over there. So I know wherever I'm going, which bank I need to deal with. That's why I told you HSBC, Standard Chartered, City Global. All those can help you. Citibank. All those can help you anywhere in the world. Okay. Now, um, here's a recommended stack for you, right? So for me, I have HSBC plus as the bank, Premier, and then I have Wise. I send money there all the time, right? Then I have QuickBooks for personal and for business. I also have Payoneer. Why? I'm paying people in a foreign country, right? And I deal with Google Workspace and a couple others because I have more than one business, right? So that's just a nice recommended stack. Do you have to do it? You don't. HSBC Premier, what does that do? Global banking and helps me with foreign transaction rates. Okay. Wise, what does that help me with? Currency conversion and payments. Payoneer, international payroll and invoices. So QuickBooks, accounting not only in America, but international accounting. Okay. That's why I said QuickBooks is compatible with all these. All right. And if you want to have Google Drive or a hard drive, I don't know. You can store contracts and ID documents. It's up to you. All right. Now, more about that. QuickBooks with international banks. So I put this here because I know somebody was going to ask, and I'm glad you would. QuickBooks with international banks. That's right. QuickBooks works with many international banks, including HSBC, Payoneer, Mercury, Revolt, Wise, Stripe, and PayPal. These are all the merchants you use online who are using credit cards. You need Stripe. All right. They're using PayPal and Venmo, and yes, they're compatible. This is with over like 3,000 apps. Get there. Okay. For personal and for business. That's why everybody, they have other apps besides QuickBooks, and that's what you talk about because that's what I use. Now you do what works for you. Okay. Now, I would suggest, I can't tell you what to do, that you would link your QuickBook account to all your business bank accounts and your personal bank accounts because you can use it for personal and for business. Definitely up to you. You can use it for certain projects. We're going to start doing more tours here in QuickBooks so you can understand. I'll start posting videos on the YouTube channel. I need you all to just tune in, tap in. It's only going to help you. Right? QuickBooks is great for online for real-time currency conversion tracking. They track it too. See? See how this helps you? Don't say I didn't help you. I'm giving you value if you do it. All right, so here's the recap and a great strategy that you can use if you would like. Open a global friendly bank, Standard Chartered, HSBC Premier, Citibank, whatever. Those are my top three. You can go find your top three, okay? Use foreign exchange, smart tools like Wise or XE, the app. Set up business-friendly LLC abroad. So if you want to use Dubai or somewhere else, Ghana, Egypt, wherever you're going, okay? It's up to you. Use tools that automate and simplify global businesses, okay? So remember I told you all last week about the digital tools, about the digital business accounts, about the how you can put your link so everybody can come in your profiles on social media and see everything that you have going on. Remember, we talked about digital portfolios. Now we get ready to start talking about digital currencies. So everything, we're in the digital era. I can't get you to understand that more than what I'm saying. So I want you all to know that that's what's happening here. Okay. So I just want to say that. So I definitely want to tell you, we've already talked about the digital portfolio. Thank you for tuning in. This setup isn't just about money. It's about building legacy and access. You're preparing to serve, to build and expand across nations. So if that's you, this was for you. And I do definitely want to just say thank you for your time, for being here, for being punctual. I have been sick the last 2 weeks, but guess what? We're back in order. The days are a little different. I'm back in America. I'm adjusting to the time. Thank you for your time. To God be the glory for all things. We're getting ready to start talking about investment opportunities in Africa and in Georgia. And next week, we're going to be talking more about digital currencies. All right. Specifically, how to invest, not that you have to, but if you want to, right? Don't be the last one on the board for the trends of how to do something, why you should do it, and all these other things. Okay. That's something you need to know. So I think that would be smart for you all to do that. But thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Thank you for your wisdom. But we're getting ready to get to it. So it's getting ready to get investment heavy. It's getting ready to get more math savvy. It's not that hard, people. It's not. But I want you to all to be on the up and ups if you want to increase your value, your time, your funds. This is where you should be. Okay. So thank you for working with me. You can't tell it now, but I was really sick. I was down. You know what I'm saying? In and out of fevers. It just, I don't know what was happening. But to God be the glory. We're controlling the atmospheres and environments around here. And I'm back. So back and better than ever, feeling good. Blessings are pouring in. I'm working with people on different time schedules around the world, which is why I changed the days to Tuesdays and Thursdays. So bear with me as I go through that. It's a growth spurt, but it's a blessing because to be dealing with people in different countries, building education systems and dealing with financial systems, that's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be. And I thank God for the opportunity, right? So I'm not going to speak too much about it, but you will see it. You'll see it here soon. But some things in Georgia coming up. I'm headed to the South soon. The time is now. Okay. Time waits for no one. Don't waste your time. I won't waste yours. I give you value. I'll give value back in return. So with that being said, y'all be blessed. Much love to everybody. Thank you kindly. Thank you for rocking with me. I greatly appreciate it. Let me go back to Zoom and see what's happening. So thank you. Let me go ahead and get out of that. Okay, there we go. Now we're back to it. So God bless y'all. I'm gonna see y'all Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're gonna get back to it. Y'all get ready to rock out with me now. I'm getting ready to tell y'all about this business credit. And then after that, everything else, we're going digital. Y'all should be there. All right. Love and light. God is love. God is light. Thank you.